Alrighty, hello Brendan. Would you like to introduce yourself as we begin today's wonderful episode?
Yeah. What's up, everyone? This is All I Talk Is Tech. That's how it goes.
This is our first collab here at the McDon Media channel.
That's right. And we're going to be talking some tech about WWDC.
I know we're a week late, but you know, sometimes we have other jobs and it happens.
Yep.
So yeah, we got tons of WWDC stuff. We got iMessage updates. We got iOS, all the updates. All the OSs are updated. All the new things is coming. Apple's been busy the last year, and we're gonna talk about it.
Do you really think they've been busy though? If they only came out with like 3 new features,
Well, they didn't do any new hardware, but I mean,
yeah. I don't know. I was kind of bummed out. iOS 15 because if you think about it, iOS 7 was like the redesign after 7 years.
Yeah.
And then now iOS 15
It's been another 7 years.
Yeah, it's almost, if I did my math correctly, 8 years. Because iOS.
When did that come out? 2014.
Well, iOS 7. If you think about it, people were wanting a redesign for iOS 14. They were expecting it, and there was no redesign.
Yeah.
And that's 7 years after iOS 7. So we're now on year 8.
Yeah.
And
well, I think what happened was Apple
Mm-hmm.
changed from when they went from 6 to 7. They changed the entire industry from skeuomorphism to minimalism.
Yeah.
And then over the course of that time, everyone else has switched to minimalism, and then now it's sort of the big thing, and then so they don't want to do another big redesign.
Yeah.
Because they basically already established what's popular, so...
Yeah. But I feel like they could still have a redesign with minimalism. Like they've had the same minimalistic design.
Yeah, like the phone app is still like a phone.
Yeah, like
when was the last time you actually saw a phone?
Yeah, phones don't look like this.
If you see
know?
like my little brother, he doesn't do this. He does this.
Really?
Yeah, because like, where are these? These don't exist anymore.
Yeah. Good point.
But yeah, so before we start off with WWDC, I don't know. I'm sure you saw this somewhere. Apple posted a job listing for Home OS, and then quickly took it down and said they wanted developers for the HomePod OS and TV OS.
Wow.
Did you see any of those? All right,
No,
so
I did not.
the theory goes is that they're either merging those operating systems together or they're just making like a smart home, sort of like the Google one where it's like got a screen on it.
Like the HomePod where they like stopped selling it.
Well, the big one, yeah. But like you know how like Google has that one with the screen.
No.
Okay, well Google has Google has.
I'm like a boomer, you know.
It happens. My friend had. The only reason I know is because my friend Patrick has one. But it's like the Google. I have a Google Home there. It's just that, but with like an iPad glued to the front.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the rumor is Apple might be making one of those. Either that, or they're just gonna make integrate the HomePods into tvOS better somehow.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Would you be able to watch a movie on that HomePod with a screen thing?
Maybe, but I mean, it's like that would be a really sucky movie watching experience.
But if you think about it, though, it would basically just be like an iPad with an insane speaker.
Yeah, but it'd also be like a chonker. Like it would be like.
How about this? This is kind of a more crazy idea. What if you buy a really nice speaker that's Bluetooth, and you just pair it with your iPad?
That would basically solve the problem. Or just put an iPad on your counter, turn the speaker all the way up, and then just yell "Hey Siri" at it.
Exactly. Hey Siri.
Hopefully our camera doesn't stop recording because we said that. But
oh yeah, podcast is over.
That'd be funny.
Siri ruins the day.
All right, so should we just get into the WWDC stuff?
Let's get into Dub.
All right, so we got various updates to their streaming services and social media stuff. So we got spatial audio came to Apple Music.
Oh yeah, I actually started looking for new music yesterday, and they have like demos of like music from the 1960s, what it sounded like with mono audio, and then for what it changed to with stereo. And then what's really cool is they showed an example of spatial audio.
Yeah.
And they said use headphones, and I didn't use headphones, so I didn't notice much of a difference, but I could imagine it sounded way better.
I didn't do it right, but if I did, I bet it would have sounded cool.
It sounded cool. But
and you don't even need AirPods to do it.
Yeah, you just use
any headphones work,
Apple,
which is pretty cool. Because my friend was he was texting me. Patrick is I said this yesterday, but Patrick is on vacation in Hawaii this week,
Oh wow.
That's why he's been gone. But he was texting me yesterday. He was like, "Bro, you got to try out this new spatial audio thing on Apple Music." And I'm like, "I don't have Apple Music, and I only listen to songs like once a month, so it doesn't affect me that much."
What do you use? You use Spotify?
No, I just use podcasts. I don't usually listen to music. The little bit of music that I do listen to, I just bought.
Yeah.
So it's like,
that's fair.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's cool. I'm sure it sounds awesome, but I haven't tried it out yet.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Next up, we got. Did they change? I don't think they. Oh, they did a. This was a while ago. This was at their AirTag presentation, but they announced some new content coming to Apple TV Plus.
Wait, what did they announce?
Ted Lasso season 2, Mythic Quest season 2, which is already out. I'm already almost done with it. Those are the only shows on there I watch or care about.
Yeah, I don't really watch like TV much, but can't you just like? I feel like Disney Plus is better than Apple TV Plus or whatever it's called.
Now I will say Apple TV Plus has a lot of like really little kid. Like it has Sesame Street. It's got like Charlie Brown. It has a lot of like really little kid shows on there.
Oh, okay.
And since it's only like I think it's like $3 or $4.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
So that's like if you're just a parent and you want like baby food for your kids' brains.
You want to numb the kid's mind for the next 4 years.
And they also got a Tom Hanks movie that he couldn't release in theaters. So if
you're
a Tom Hanks fan.
So basically, Apple TV Plus or whatever it's called is the dumping ground for movies that couldn't get officially released elsewhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yikes.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the updates to their streaming services. Does anyone use Apple Fitness Plus? I don't think I've ever met anyone that even knows what that is, much less uses it.
I know when I was really obsessed with the iPod Nano, I tried to use the iPod Nike Plus feature where it like counted your steps on that iPod Nano watch. But that's about it. I don't know.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to actually, you know how they had those watch bands you could get for the Nano? Yeah, I had one of those.
Yeah, dude, I thought I was like the coolest kid, and then people actually like started. I still wore that when people were getting like smartwatches when I was in 8th grade. And I was like, man, I'm kind of behind, but at least I have a headphone jack, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Well, and the thing is, the battery on that thing would last for like decades.
It was pretty good.
Like mine, if I turned off the step counter, I could get 2 months out of it.
2 months?
All I was using it for was a watch.
Oh, yeah, if you use it as just a watch, yeah.
Yeah.
You could go, I only got like 3 days out of it, but mine was always like in the heat. I took terrible care of it, so.
I got mine from my uncle for my birthday one year. And then I basically never used it. And then one day I took a piece of duct tape, made a watch band out of it, and ran it through the thing and put like those like backpack clips.
Look at that.
Made a watch out of it.
Yikes.
And then about a couple of months after that, I was just like, all right, this is a bad idea. I'm just going to buy a watch band.
Dude, that would look so sketchy. Like most people, like they might buy like a $20 watch, whereas you're wearing like a $150 iPod Nano with a duct tape strap. That is like a Lamborghini with like 6 or like 4 spare tires.
Sadly, I left it in a backpack, and my mom threw away the backpack and didn't check the pockets. Ooh. So that iPod Nano is long gone, but I replaced it with a Pebble Time Steel that I still have.
Okay.
It's in that green box over there.
Look at that.
The battery's like totally fried, and I don't have the charger anymore, but I still have it.
Do you still miss the iPod? Or
not really. I mean, the Apple Watch is better in every way than the iPod.
I don't really like the Apple Watch. I don't know. I think it's kind of pointless.
I miss Pebble so much. Pebble was peak smartwatch in my opinion.
Why is that?
You got a weak battery life.
Okay.
The display was it was illuminated. It was like passively illuminated. So no matter how bright it is outside, it's always perfectly visible.
Like a Kindle or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was water resistant up to like 80 meters or something crazy.
Wow.
And it had an all button interface, which at first sounds like, oh, you gross buttons. But then you think about it like, you don't want to be looking at your watch every time. Like you get an email or something, you don't want to deal with it. You just click a button. It's gone. Don't got to deal with it.
That's kind of cool, yeah.
In my opinion, Pebble was peak smartwatch, but unfortunately they were too dumb to make their own company and never got off Kickstarter, and so they went out of business.
Wait, they were on Kickstarter the whole time?
They never left Kickstarter.
What?
Yeah.
They were pretty successful.
They were crazy. They were the most successful Kickstarter of all time.
Yeah. There were kids I knew that like they got the Pebble Watch.
Yeah.
I thought they were legit.
Yeah, they funded their first one on Kickstarter, and then they had the Pebble Time, which was the sequel. That's the one that had the colored screen and a little bit worse battery. Yeah. And there was the Pebble Time Round, which is the second smartwatch I got, which was that one like broke totally. It's gone. Like the screen fell off.
My mom's Apple Watch, she got the first one when it came out, and the battery blew up. Like the whole watch expanded.
That's what happened to the Pebble Time Round. Yeah.
I don't know why that happens. I don't.
They're just old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And I took it camping a lot, and it really wasn't designed for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they made the Pebble Time 2, which was confusingly not color screened. It was black and white like the original Pebble, and it was plastic like the original Pebble.
Mm-hmm.
It was just had a better battery life, and it was faster.
Oh.
And then there was going to be that was just the Pebble 2. Then the Pebble Time 2 never came out. It was the one that had the really big screen, and it's big fancy. It was competed with the Apple Watch, but they ran out of money and died. So
Okay, very sad story.
Yep. Anyways, let's go back to
Yeah.
WWDC.
Right,
That was a while. FaceTime this is probably my favorite part, was the FaceTime updates, because finally got FaceTime on Android, kinda.
Yes.
Which is like insane. Like
why would Apple do that?
this
But
was
that's good.
unthinkable like a month ago. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
But as a greedy person who just wants more, I want them to add iMessage to Android.
That's what
you know. Like
this
they're
is my-
they're halfway there.
Yeah,
you know?
this is my hot take on iMessage. iMessage is the worst single messaging platform, purely because it's only on half the phones. No other messaging app is only on half the phones.
Yeah.
Like Facebook Messenger, that's on every phone. Signal,
Yeah.
that's on every phone. iMessage, now you only got half the phones.
But that's how Apple pulls the strings. You know.
So, I believe in a future where iMessage is on all platforms in some capacity. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I think maybe one day, if they're willing to, they're getting closer.
They are. But I think FaceTime for Android is a big step, because there's a lot of like texting and stuff is like you can text to other people with Android. It's not a big deal.
It's just green.
Yeah, like who cares? But you can't like FaceTime an Android user. You gotta like download another app.
Or use like Instagram or
Yeah.
Snapchat or something.
And then you gotta get all your friends if you want to do a group call. It's like a big pain in the butt to FaceTime. So I feel like the only one they really needed to add was FaceTime, and they added it. I don't think they need to add Android and iMessage together. Like,
Yeah,
they could go without.
I think if
but-
they do, it'll be a long ways away. Like maybe
Yeah.
iPhone like 34 or whatever.
Yeah.
One. Yeah, it's not going to be anytime soon if it ever does happen. At
Yeah.
all.
Dude, you know what we need? Windows Phone support. That's what we need.
It's crazy. It's crazy how short a time ago Windows phones existed.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that one movie where it was like there was that like black guy and he was getting like kidnapped by the white people and they were trying to switch his brain out. Do you remember that one? Was it called Get Out? I think it was called Get Out. Do you remember that movie?
know.
Anyways, that was the last time that Windows Phone did by the time the movie came out, which was they all had Windows phones in the movie.
Yeah.
Windows phones had been like they were gone
Oh.
because they sponsored the movie. So everyone in the movie had Windows phones.
Yikes.
But then they were gone, so you couldn't actually. Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Dang.
And that's another. I'm going off on. I don't know why I'm going on so many tangents right now.
It's a lot to talk about.
But if you ever watch, I know you don't have Apple TV, but if you ever watch any like Disney Plus show or anything like that, if the character has an iPhone, they are never the bad guy. Apple doesn't let villains in movies and TV shows use Apple products.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
So it does that piece of information might like ruin some like horror movies
Oh, because
for
you
you.
just spoiled it. Like,
Yeah,
you
because
spoiled
because the one dude with the Android phone's the bad guy.
It's always the Android user that's gonna stab you in the gut.
Oh, and this is another funny. Did you see Apple's website when they announced FaceTime for Android and Windows? So if you look on their website, the picture of the phone that they have for Android and the laptop they have for Windows, the Windows one is like 3 inches thick and it's got like super huge bevel. Like no Windows computer looks like that. And the Android phone has a chin and a forehead.
Oh, yeah. Dude, Android phones look way cooler than iPhones nowadays.
At this point, yeah, because they've basically gotten rid of the notch. Apple's like, no, we got it. We're keeping it, guys.
I'm willing to bet they're gonna add it on the iPhone 13 just to stretch it out longer.
No, it'll be on the iPhone 13. I think it might be a little bit smaller because the new iPad Pro has a little bit of a smaller Face ID thing.
Also, the iPhone 12 even, like the bezels are slightly smaller than
They're a little bit thinner, but I mean the notch is still the same size. It's just you don't
Yeah.
notice it as much because the screen is just a tiny bit bigger.
Yeah.
But so we also got portrait mode coming to FaceTime.
That was pretty cool. Did you see how they had the leaf blower in the background?
Yeah, well with the noise isolation.
That's insane.
Yeah, so do you know what RTX voice is?
No.
So on Windows laptops with NVIDIA graphics processors, you can do this feature called RTX voice, which it's like the same. Like they had kids like literally screaming in the background. You turn it on, they're gone.
That's
You don't
insane.
hear them. It's crazy. Yeah. So they sort of not copied, but they took that idea from Windows and brought it over, which is nice.
It's like portrait mode, but for your voice.
It's a good way to
if
think
you
about
think
it.
about it, you know.
Yeah,
That's
which
crazy.
is nice for like meetings and stuff because you don't want people like watching the background or whatever. We got meeting links, so you can do Zoom meetings on FaceTime now, which is nice. I'm sure that's just because the Apple employees got tired of using Zoom instead of
Can you
FaceTime.
imagine being an Apple employee constantly using Zoom while you're developing iOS 15?
Like, hey Tim,
Tim, we're adding this. We don't care what you think.
Tim, I'm sorry. We gotta go. We gotta go back on this one.
His only request is as long as you don't make a calculator app for the iPad, we're good.
Why is there no calculator app for the iPad? You have to go to Safari and Google Calculator. That's so stupid.
That's so dumb. You have to use the Google Calculator or an app that has ads every 15 seconds.
That's nothing. Why does every calculator app have ads?
It's like
How hard is
6 plus boom, and then an ad shows up. It's like,
it's
man.
so dumb. iMessage got the new photo sharing thing is really the only thing I cared about in the app in the iMessage.
Oh
thing.
yeah, like the
So now when you share a bunch of photos, instead of it eating your entire conversation, it's just you swipe them through. You can see all the photos. You still read everything.
That's
Not
awesome.
a problem anymore.
That's such a way better design, you know.
They also allowed you to do pinned messages like Discord, like you can like pin a message and then it'll save it. So that's cool.
That's sick.
And then a shared with you section in Safari that is linked with iMessage copies all your article. Don't they already have this?
What they do is they have Siri suggestions that can tell.
Is that not the same?
It kind of is, but it's kind of dumb. Like I think it only does like what you've copied, whereas now it does what people have sent you. So when you go in like the Apple News app, it'll show like normal Apple News, but you'll scroll down and it'll have a section of everything that's been shared with you. So if your friend sent you like a dumb video, plus like your parent sent you like an article on something, you can just view it all. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I don't know how often I'll use that because I never use the Apple News app, but I'm sure someone will.
But it also works like for like I think in the music app as well. I could be wrong, but if people send you music, multiple people, there could be like when you go on Apple Music and look for new music, there will be like a shared with you section too. Yeah, I think that was in there.
Oh, and we didn't mention this about FaceTime, the watch with you stuff and the listen with you stuff.
Yes,
that stuff is awesome.
Oh yeah,
bro. Do you know how hard it has been during quarantine trying to watch anime with your friends, and you gotta be like 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, mine didn't start. Can we redo it? Oh yeah, hang on, let me go back. Like that is the most annoying thing.
Yeah, but you do know like Discord, you can like share your screen.
Yeah,
too.
but it's only 720p, 30 FPS.
Oh yeah.
Unless you buy Discord Nitro, which it's like who buys Discord Nitro?
Yeah, no. But
so
yeah, no, the new FaceTime features, the being able to listen to music,
that's cool too.
That's the coolest one. Like, because sometimes I'll be on FaceTime calls and all we'll talk about is music, but like my friend will start playing the song in the background,
and then the noise cancellation is trying to fight the song.
Yeah, it's just, the audio is terrible. It's just
Yeah, because my Patrick, I know you don't know who Patrick is, and I keep talking about.
I have no idea.
he's really into music. He like composes for fun. Like he's scored out almost our whole movie that we're making.
That's cool.
And he'll try to like play me a song over like FaceTime, and be like, "Yo, is this good?" And it's like, because the noise isolation that's already built in is trying to fight the song. It's just kind of So I'm glad that they added that. That's a good feature. Anyways, back to. I think we're pretty much done with iMessage. That's pretty much it.
iMessage and FaceTime. Yeah.
iMessage, FaceTime. Notifications are changing.
So, notifications are pretty cluttered, you know.
So you've been on the beta. How's the notifications? Is it been better or worse? What's your experience?
Actually, today is the first day I actually received notifications because I only just put in my Apple ID.
Oh, okay.
So let me take a look at it now. It
Guys,
looks good.
Is a live reaction.
It looks good.
It looks good. Verdict's out. It looks good.
It looks a little different. What's cool is like they're different sizes.
Mm-hmm.
So like iMessage is larger because it's more important than my iPhone telling me what you need to know to get started. You know, the Tips app?
Yeah, the Tips app that no one has ever used.
Let me take a look at the Tips app. It just there's no internet connection, but I would like to know what they show.
Yeah, I always open it just once when I first get my phone just to remind myself what it looks like. It's literally this like 5 tip. There's usually like 5 or 6 tips, and you just swipe through them, and then it's over.
And they don't even cover like the big stuff that was covered at WWDC usually.
No, because it's always stuff like if you just bought an iPhone, here's what you need to know. It's never like, here's what's new.
Yeah, exactly.
They should make a second app called What's New, where it's just like the Tips app, but it just tells you what's new.
Well, that would take away from my entire channel and the whole Apple community.
Okay, well, maybe never mind.
Please, then. Apple,
go watch All I Talk Is Tech instead.
That's right. I need to make my 50 cents per 10,000 views.
Is that what the CPMs are now?
That's what it feels like.
Bro. All right. Notification. So, yeah, there's the notification summary, which is nice. If you turn that on, Apple will be like, here's all the notifications you didn't see. So that's cool. Do not disturb banners. That's cool.
Yeah,
the new do not disturb modes, where it will like put your phone in different modes depending on the context. So you can do like if you're going to work, you can do work mode or school mode or like all the different modes.
You can access it too. I'm pulling it up to look at it. When you go on do not disturb, no one's going to be able to see this, but there's
I mean, you could screen record it and then just like airdrop it to me after, and I can put it on like the side.
I could.
Actually, I'm not going to do that. Never mind. Because then I got to timestamp the video. That's a lot of work. Never mind.
But basically, there's do not disturb, which is like the main one. Then there's personal, and I think that's like you can allow certain contacts.
Yeah.
Like, and then there's work, which is even basically the same thing. So, pretty cool. And then there's sleep mode, which, what's the difference between sleep and do not disturb?
Yes.
Because don't you use do not disturb when you sleep? So then what is sleep mode? Actually, let's see. It silences notifications, which do not disturb does.
Oh, you're talking about like the sleep button?
Oh, like no, that's the sleep mode. Like,
yeah, no, I have that set up on mine. So yeah, it's silent. It does do not disturb, but then it also puts this really annoying filter on your phone. If you try to turn it on, you have to hit the dismiss button. Then you can swipe it open.
Oh, I know do not disturb will do that.
Well, then I don't know.
No, this is a new sleep mode. I'm reading it now. You know, like the little, it says it's basically do not disturb, but it lets other people know that your notifications have been silenced.
Doesn't do not disturb do that now anyways?
I think
because I know when iMessage it'll say
do not text.
Yeah.
I know that's like while driving.
But that's new, but yeah.
And then it says what was really cool, this I thought was awesome. This was with the Apple Watch. This is kind of on a similar topic. They added like a lot of stuff in the health app, which I think will be beneficial for like older people. How it records their heart rate and stuff. And
I saw that.
You can share that with family members. So like if you have like someone who's
got a heart problem like arrhythmia or like had a heart attack in their past.
Like you could get a notification saying like, hey, like your mom died.
Your mom is like not doing. Your mom's not vibing.
Holy! Can you imagine getting that notification?
Your mom's heart rate's 350. You might want to check that out.
Yeah. I don't know, mate. How would Apple go about? Because Apple has to stay like very in the middle, kind of. How would they make a notification that's like your mom is dead? Like, how would they like?
Well, no, I don't think it alerts you if they're dead. I think it just tells you like your mom's heart rate is elevated, or
your
like
mom's heart rate is 0.
Like, low. Yeah, and then you can check it. And then, like, if it says your mom's heart rate is low and you check it and it's 0, then you'd be like, well, either she put her Apple Watch on a corpse, or... Yeah, but I think that'll be good for, like, people with, older family members.
That's definitely really good, yeah.
Or maybe, like, if you have a kid who has, like, a disability or something, that could be a good feature to have.
And the Apple Watch has helped... Like, every WWDC they show, like, the Apple Watch
they always have
helps so many people. Like, it's actually kind of crazy. Like, it makes me be so happy to be an Apple fanboy. See that Apple Watch is doing something.
Doing some things that are good.
While I sit and do nothing.
I make videos about them doing good stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. What's next? Do not disturb, focus. We talked about live text from photos.
What was that again?
So you can take a picture of, like, let's say that menu that's in my drawer there. You take a picture of it. You can copy and paste all the text from the photo.
Yes.
And,
that is insane.
So if you have the Google Photos app, you've had this feature since 2016.
Really?
But if you don't, this will be really cool.
Apple, I think, they just retired, and now they're just looking like, hey, that's doing all right.
Let's do a thing.
Hey, Tim, can we add this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm really surprised by all the stuff. I really didn't think iOS 14 could change that much. I was surprised by the amount of stuff they did change, and, like, they added, like, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and yeah, and you can even like this doesn't happen in Google Photos, but on the Apple one, if you take a picture of a phone number, you can tap that phone number and call it straight from the picture.
That's insane.
Which is pretty cool. I don't know how often people would use that because that's not a scenario I run into very often.
But
it is cool.
There have been times, like I'll see a plumbing truck go by, and I'll take a photo of it.
Oh yeah, that's a clever.
Because I might want to like apply to them later, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely not while driving, and while I'm
driving. Stoplight, of course.
At a stoplight, but while I'm on the highway, I'll take a photo while I'm driving.
The stoplight's on the highway.
Yeah. Because I might want to apply, but like now I can just like tap the photo later on.
Yeah, that's crazy. I could see it being useful if you're like in a college and you're like trying to introduce yourself to a bunch of people. You can just take pictures of each other's numbers instead of typing them in. I could see that being a thing. Plus, it would tell you their name and everything too, so you just copy and paste it all.
So maybe, I think what would be really cool is if Apple, for that scenario you just brought up, if Apple added like a contact screen or like a QR code. Wait a minute, isn't there an app that has a QR code that you just scan and it already shares your contact? It's like
called
Snapchat.
Chapsnat or something.
Chapsnat.
Chapsnat.
It's like a ghost or something.
Yeah, it's a little yellow guy.
I only know like 3 people that use it.
Yeah, it's not very popular.
No, it's pretty dumb.
If you guys know the name, let us know.
Yeah, let us know in the comment section.
No, but I think you know how they have the like the password sharing for Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Why can't you airdrop your like contacts to people?
That would be sick. Be like, yo, check out my boy.
Wait, can you? I actually think you can do that. I think I.
What if we just have no idea it exists?
Because I know you can share contacts. I've just never airdropped a contact, but I bet you can.
I don't have any contacts to airdrop. But
all right. Next, memories in photos, which is it's sort of similar to Snap Memories. Have you ever used that feature? Where like stuff you've saved to memories, it'll like bring it back up like a year later. Mm-hmm. So it does that. But it plays it all in like a slideshow that it like AI generates for you, and it has music that it plays a long time with the photos. And if you stop the pictures, it will readjust the speed of the pictures it's showing you to catch back up with the music.
Yes, they basically kind of already have that, but the AI is dumb. And I have a good example of this. Me and my friends, we went to Florida, and my friend was in the bathroom stall, and like I recorded him like taking, and. So that was like one situation that was recorded, and then we went to like a Motel 6. There was like I took photos of like the toilet. I took photos of like just like stains on the wall.
Toilet photographer.
Yeah, like stains on the bed sheet, And long story short, literally like the other day, I'll show you it after, but
yeah,
my iPhone decided to make a compilation of that out of nowhere. It starts off with like guitar music. It's like my friend taking a piss, and I was like, "What is this?" And it showed like the Motel 6 toilet, and then it showed like the handle. I'll show you later, but it was like, whoa.
Yeah. One time I took a bunch of pictures of a friend of ours during class. Yeah. And we I rotated the camera while I was doing it because I was those like TV show intros I used to make when we were in high school.
Maybe.
I don't know if you ever saw those or not, but I used to make those just for fun.
Okay.
And I did one of our friend, and I did it like that. And Google Photos actually AI made it did the snapshot thing I was trying to make for me, and I was like, oh, thank you, that's cool. I never actually used that shot, but it was cool that it did it for me.
Yeah, technology.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. Wallet app now supporting hotel keys.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Did you know that if your hotel key gets too close to either
your phone or
something, it won't work anymore?
Yeah. So now you got a backup.
So it's ironic that now the hotel key is the closest it's ever been to a phone, but it will always work.
I think that's something to think about.
Think about that.
A little bit of philosophy for y'all.
Big brain.
Driver's licenses and ID information.
I will not be partaking in
that.
So
this is a thing that's been rumored for a long time. This has been rumored since I was 12, I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
But it is, I guess now it's finally coming to iOS. I could see this being cool just if you forget your driver's license.
Definitely.
And you just be like, don't worry, officer. Got my phone.
Don't worry, Ossifer.
Don't worry, Ossifer. I got my iPhone right here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, depending on Texas's laws about it, because it's depends on the laws in your state or in your area. Yeah. I may or may not use it. We'll see. And I mean, our payment information's already on there if you're using Apple Pay. So I mean, if they steal one, they're gonna steal it all at this point.
Yeah, they literally have everything. And it's weird because I'm a little nervous about putting my ID on the wallet app, But I think I have like 6 photos of my driver's license in the Photos app, so I don't really know why I'm worried. They already have it, so it's
Pretty
like,
sure the
whatever.
Photos app is a little bit less secure than the Wallet app.
Like, whatever, man.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. It does look cool. You can like customize it too. You can put like different cards and stuff on it. So it looks neat. We'll see.
Cool.
We'll see how that goes. Weather app updates. Finally adding a weather map. Why did it take so long? Good Lord.
I know.
How long have they had a weather app?
They've had the weather app since the first iPhone.
The first iPhone. Was that 2007? It's been
2007.
It's been like 14 years.
Yeah, and now they're finally adding features about the weather. It only took them 14 years.
It took them because like forever I've had to use third-party weather
Yeah.
apps if I just want to check the weather map, which is like the main thing you do with a weather app.
Yeah, and like literally, like you can't see like a map of like the direction of the storm. You have to go to like some shady looking like Fox News
you
or something.
You tap the weather button in the corner of the weather app and it takes you to weather.com, which is like riddled with ads and like barely functional.
Yeah.
It's just not a good experience. I'm glad they're finally adding a weather map.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what you can't see the weather map on though?
What?
The iPad, because there's no weather app.
Is there not a weather app on there either?
Weather app on the iPad.
What is Apple doing?
I'll show you right. I can show you right now.
Wow.
They won't be able to see it, but you will. If I tap the weather widget, it takes me to weather.com.
That is the stupid one.
They have a weather widget and no weather app.
That's like the same level of stupid as like the Siri shortcut icons. Why do they have to have those animations? Or you know how like you make a custom app icon, it takes you to Safari? That's still not fixed.
I thought they did change that.
Someone found like a bug or like a string of code, but like it's
hard to do.
It's hard to do.
Yeah.
And it's
because I know my brother had his phone like that for a while. He had all custom icons and he made it so it didn't go to Safari. But
well, you can turn on reduce motion.
Yeah, and that'll
but then
make
it's like
it a
white
little bit
screen.
better. But then literally all the animations on your phone are gone,
Yeah.
which also looks kind of gross.
Although this is cool, in iOS 15 there is a feature now. You know how you can turn on reduce motion, and turns off animations for everything. You can now turn off reduce motion for specific apps.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you can have it chosen for just the home screen, but have it open in other apps, sort of. But also you can change the text size. This is something that like Apple didn't cover.
I thought the text size was already changeable.
So you can change the text size like in the past, but now you can do it specifically for apps. And what's cool about this is there's an actual use case for this. I went in the calculator app and I made it so that way the text is actually smaller in the calculator, but nowhere else. So that way my iPhone doesn't look weird.
Yeah.
So only the calculator has small text. And just that way I could fit more numbers on the line.
Oh, that makes sense.
Kinda
does
weird,
it actually let you type more numbers, or does it still make you stop at a certain point?
I noticed that I used to have my font really big for my phone. I like to keep my font huge on my iPhone, but it carries over to the calculator app. Whereas now I can just bring the calculator app back to normal.
Yeah.
So I guess like it kind of goes back to normal, but it's just cool.
Yeah, because I know my grandma, her iPhone, I can barely even use it because she turned the text up all the way to the max.
Yeah.
So it's like you look at the home screen, it's like every single thing, like one sentence is like 5 lines of text just because the font's so huge.
I got to show you a funny thing when we're done about notifications, but
yeah,
about that.
We've been at, actually, it's on here. 30 minutes. Okay, so we're not doing too bad.
Okay.
I
gotta pee though.
You want to take a break?
Yes.
Right.
I had a big gallon.
We'll
of
be
water.
right back, boys.
Take a pee break. It might turn into a poo break. I don't know.
Yeah, do that. I always forget to clap whenever we take a break, and then I gotta like try and find where like we peaked all the microphones at once. All right, where were we? We talked about memories. We talked about wallet, weather app.
Oh, we were talking about just a random feature. You could change the text size.
Yeah, that's true. We were talking about that. But for the weather app, they added like 200 new like weather condition background things.
Yeah.
So now if it's sunny and raining and hailing and thunderstorming and warm outside all at the same time, they got a background for it.
They have a background for that specific scenario?
Maybe, I don't know.
So you're telling me the same company that can't design a calculator app
designed over
that?
300 unique backgrounds for a weather app? Yes. They got their priorities straight over there. They know what they're doing.
They do.
I wonder if they'll ever make an actual gaming console. I mean, I know they tried in like the 80s and failed miserably, but like I mean, I guess they tried to turn the Apple TV into a. Why didn't they just make a controller for the Apple TV, like a video
I
game
don't.
controller?
I don't think Apple. Their goal is to have one device do as much as possible.
Unless
Whereas
it's an iPad and they cripple it all the time because it's too good.
yeah,
That's a side thing though. Continue what you're saying.
but basically, like they wouldn't want to make a gaming console and then like a gaming piece. Like Apple likes to have one computer that can do most of everything, one device that can do most of everything. I just think that makes more sense. So like the iPad, like you can game on it enough. Like you could still be a gamer on an iPad, maybe. A mobile gamer.
A real Clash Royale esports
That's
player.
right. Minecraft, you know.
Minecraft competitive league.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the weather app. That's all the weather app stuff. Maps. It's got a bunch of cool new updates.
Yes.
So they have whenever you zoom out all the way. Why is my docket's being stupid? So I gotta touch it now. But anyways, Maps. They got a new model of the globe. So if you zoom out all the way, instead of just being a map, it's like a globe picture now.
I think I can actually pull that up for you.
Oh yeah, go for it. I mean, they won't be able to see it, but go for it.
Yeah. Here it's asking me all this info, but like when I opened it up, I just zoomed out. Actually, it started out as the globe, I think.
And you gotta zoom in.
Yeah. Although mine's not connected to internet right now.
That might damage its ability to do that.
Yeah, so right now there's no globe. It's just a grid with nothing on it.
Makes sense.
Forever. So,
but it is cool. We promise it's cool.
It looks like Earth.
It's just like the one on Google Maps, but it's slightly different color green.
Do you think Apple copied the Google Maps globe?
I mean, how much does a globe cost on like stockimages.com?
Literally. Did you know though that Apple Maps and Google Maps and like other maps, they put in fake locations that don't exist? Like not very many. So that way other map companies can't just copy and paste all the data to their own map, because if they do that, then they'll also copy the fake locations, if that makes sense. So Apple Maps probably has their own fake locations in there. It'll just be like one or two things that are mislabeled, but they keep a few, because maps is something like you can copy, but like it's the globe.
Oh, this is kind of a. Do you know how Google Maps you can like add locations if it's not on there, and like if enough people do it, it'll like. So a bunch of people like basically co-opted this one. You know the show Attack on Titan?
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So a bunch of fans like basically co-opted, because the show Attack on Titan, the city that it takes place in for the first 3 seasons, is based on a real city in Germany that actually has like a wall around it. And so a bunch of fans basically went into that spot on Google Maps and started adding like stores that don't exist. Like there's one for like each character has like their own store. There's like Drip Armin, and it's like Armin, but he's got like you know the Supreme merch and stuff on. So they added all these like fake stores for Attack on Titan that don't exist.
And now it's on there?
Yeah, now it's on Google Maps.
That's amazing.
So that's just kind of funny. And if you look up, this is another on Google Maps. There's this anime called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and in the final episode, the main character and the main bad guy of season 3, the final episode, the bad guy and the hero are fighting on this bridge in Cairo, Egypt. And if you go to that bridge on Google Maps, it says the Jojo Dio Bridge. Those are the name of the guys that we're fighting.
That's so dumb.
So that's just kind of funny. But yeah, so Apple Maps now has new landmarks, like 3D models, depending on if you live in certain cities. So if you live in New York or San Francisco, I'm sure that will be really cool. If you live anywhere else,
you don't get
gotta
it.
wait, and you might just never get it, because if you live in a little town in the middle of nowhere, no one cares about you.
Exactly. I do think though.
Oh, this was kind of funny. The Apple Maps car actually drove by my house just a couple weeks ago.
Really?
And there were some dudes painting the house down the street, and they all flipped off the car as it was driving by. It was just kind of funny.
That's funny. Dang. Do you know Apple Maps is adding like the angle of the sun or the moon?
Oh yeah, they're doing that in the weather app too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, where if you like move around, depending on where the sun is, it'll reflect that.
And because the maps will be 3D, it'll like have a 3D effect.
Like live shadows moving and stuff.
Pretty like it looks more like a video game graphic than a map.
It does. And like if you go through like if there's a lot of like bridges and stuff, if you go like under them or whatever, it actually models it like in real time, all the bridges and stuff like over and under you and all that.
Yeah. Oh, also something, this is big. I don't know why I haven't talked, like, this is a big feature. I completely forgot about this. You can like take photos of where you are if you need directions somewhere, and it'll be like AR like saying.
Oh, AR like directions?
Yeah, like on the screen.
Yeah.
Like it'll be like take this street, but an arrow will be pointing at the street, like on the a photo. Like
Google
that's
Maps has
insane.
that, but it's like really it's not as cool. But
okay.
yeah, that's it's great. That looks so cool. Yeah.
Like I kind of just want to like wander around just to try
see,
to like I don't know.
It's like I think they were trying to put that in Pokemon Go also. I don't know if that ever happened or not. But yeah, so that's all crazy. Yeah, it's all Apple's doing some crazy stuff with maps.
That I think is the coolest map feature out of all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know how they did the 3D because they have like trees rendered. Like how do you render every tree in a city?
Yeah, don't trees grow?
That would take forever. And they would move them and stuff like Anyway, yeah, it's crazy. AirPods has got a bunch of new cool features coming.
What's new with that?
So, conversation boost. So, if you have AirPods Pro and you're just like sitting and you like the waiter comes up and is like, "What kind of cream pie do you want?" It'll, and you know how the iMac has like the virtual boom mic thing. It'll do that, but for them, and it'll relay the audio through your headphones, so you don't have to take them out. It'll just tell you what they're saying.
They had something for like people who are losing their hearing. Is that what
yeah?
it is?
They have they just basically work like hearing aids. Like it just amplifies everything around you. That's been a thing in AirPods for a while.
AirPods should have a thing called like parent mode, where like if it hears your parents start talking, it just like raises the volume or something.
Drown out the parents mode.
Yeah. That'd be a jailbreak tweak or something.
That would be interesting for like if you had little kids though, if you could like limit the volume on AirPods if you're a parent. Apple, I'm here all day. Got a bunch of ideas for you.
he requests $300,000 a month.
That's all I ask.
All he asks.
They made it so Siri reads all. Have you ever had your AirPods in and like you got a text and Siri reads it to you?
No, I don't like my AirPods because they've broken so many times.
Oh, okay. Well, I literally basically have AirPods in my ears like literally all day, every day.
Dang.
So anytime you get a message from Siri and your phone is turned off, like the screen is off, it'll read it to you. And so
that's cool.
Now they're making it so it does that for all notifications, not just texts.
Oh, so it'll be like Clash of Clans, like your goblins are now upgraded.
Yeah. So that's cool. Spatial audio is now coming to TV and macOS. I thought it was on macOS already, but I guess it wasn't. But so now if you have AirPods Pro or AirPods Max and you have them paired to your Apple TV, you can move your head around and it'll sound like you're using the speakers that you decided not to use for some reason.
That would be such an Apple move, though. I feel like it's more possible that Apple would have spatial audio only available on the iPhone and not the Mac. Like that just seems like something Apple would like forget,
arbitrarily not do.
And then they wouldn't add it till iOS 16 or something. But...
Yeah, I mean, I am glad it's finally coming to macOS. Again, I am a bit, especially if the iMac has this like spatial audio speakers, like they say, even though it's stereo, and I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah.
But like, why would you need to put headphones on if you have like the best speakers ever in a desktop?
Oh, that's a good point.
And same with the TV. Like, if you have like a sound bar or like any sort of speaker, like you wouldn't really need to use spatial audio. I guess maybe if it was nighttime and you had a roommate and you didn't want to wake them up with the noise, then I guess
the speaker already takes up space, and so it's already spatial audio in a way. Did I tell you this is the funniest podcast on the planet?
We do jokes here, boys.
Yes,
we got the jokes for
comedy.
days. Yesterday, every time I burped, I was like, that's a Rick and Morty reference for you guys.
Good.
Because if you don't know another Rick and Morty. See, we got all the Rick and Morty jokes today.
I love that show. Yeah.
But they added Rick and Morty to Fortnite, so...
What?
Yeah, the newest season. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah, Rick and Morty are in Fortnite now.
Fortnite.
And they're supposed to be like 2D animated characters. So they put this really weird filter on them. So they have this black outline, but like since they're 3D models, sometimes they like move. It's just they look really gross. Anyways, that's totally unrelated.
We should start talking about Fortnite instead of WWDC. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
There's something I wanted to mention, but I completely forgot what it was.
Spatial audio.
Oh, no. This is on a tangent, but it's still Apple. I strongly dislike the new Mac lineup. I think is the most dumbest thing on the planet.
I think in terms of design, they pooped all over the floor.
They did. They pooped.
Took a big poopy dumpy all over the place.
And they wiped with their hands. And then they shook the hands of the people.
It's cool that it's thin. Like, that's awesome that you made it that thin. But why is there a 2-inch chin on the bottom? That looks so stupid.
But also, all the stuff is on the back of the computer. Like, if you want to plug in something. Yeah.
Except the headphone jack.
Except the headphone jack. So you gotta have this one little wire.
Because it doesn't. Because they didn't make it thick enough to put the headphone jack in the back. And if you're gonna do it, why not just put all the USB-C ports on the side? Then you can actually see them when you're trying to plug it in.
Or they could have put it on like the stand. Like, I feel like that's how they could have gotten away with it. If the computer's too thin, they put it on the stand. So you
know what they would have done?
What?
They would have put it on the stupid power brick.
No, here's
like the Ethernet cable.
What they would have done, they would have done it the same way they do the mouse. You know, you have to plug in the bottom of the mouse to charge. The headphone jack at the bottom of the mouse.
You have to pick up the back and
be tilted sideways. Dude, this is my $4,000.
How have they not fixed the mouse? They know that that's stupid.
They know what they're doing.
They spend more on R&D than the freaking U.S. military does.
For real? They do?
I think they spend the second most. I think the U.S. military is the only one that spends more. But I'm saying it as a joke.
Yeah.
But like,
gotta clarify.
They spend more on R&D than any other tech company around. So the worst part about it is we know that they know that it's a bad idea, which means they choose every time they manufacture another one to actively not fix the problem.
And this is even worse. They made new colors of that mouse. Like they redesigned the mouse and they kept the design.
You want to know why they did it?
Why?
Because they don't want a wire connected to the mouse. Because if they let you plug it in, people would never unplug it. So they were like, screw you. It has to be wireless.
That's
even though it's always on your desk.
It's all about control.
It never moves.
Literally, all control. What they should have done is they should have made the wireless desk, like, something that, like, you know, like the wireless
desk, like this desk?
No. Okay, I sound really dumb right now. No. Okay, you know, like those pads you put your keyboard on in
like
your mouse?
Desk pad?
It's like a giant mouse pad.
But it's wireless charging?
They should have a wireless one. And those exist.
Yeah, I think I told you about that at lunch one day, like years ago.
I know my brother has one.
Yeah, because I know Razer makes one that wirelessly charges the mouse.
And they glow.
Pad.
They glow.
Apple just...
They're such a weird company.
Why would you do it that way?
And it's such a dumb fruit making this computer
I know
crap.
why you do it that way, but stop doing it that way. That's stupid.
Like right now, because of Apple's just being a jerk to the consumers, we are using a dongle connected to an adapter.
Yeah,
connected like right now.
You guys can't see this,
but
I have the lightning to headphone jack connector plugged into an extended. I mean, this isn't Apple's fault. Plugged into an extension cable plugged into that microphone.
Shame on Apple. And also, I was using my MacBook Pro the other day, the one with like the two USB-Cs on the side, and I was with my neighbor because we're trying to do stuff, and he's got the same computer. The only difference was I had this giant thing plugged into it because I needed to use my SD card. Who buys Apple computers? Most likely like video creators or people
who want to edit video.
Who want to edit videos who need external devices plugged in the computer.
It's students in college. And it's people who edit videos.
Exactly. And what did they do? They took away all the ports that are needed to edit videos. It's like, what?
Have you seen the rumors for the new one the 16-inch that's coming out this year?
I swear, if there's no ports.
It's squared off. No, it's squared off like the keyboard part is like the iPad, how it's like squared off. And they're bringing the ports back.
Back? Well, that's good.
Supposedly it's going to have an HDMI port. It's going to have a USB port. Like a certain 2015 model of the same computer.
Sounds familiar. You know what computer, the Apple laptop that was the best was... I'm a little biased because I had this one, but it was a piece of garbage. It was so slow. You know the one that I used to have?
The 2015 MacBook Pro?
No, it was 2012. That's the one that I had. It had the best ports. It had a CD drive.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Wasn't it like crushed in though, so you couldn't actually use it?
That is correct. It was. I had a CD stuck in there that was crushed in, and it was constantly spinning for some reason. So
you guys don't know, but he had this laptop, and it was a MacBook, but the CD slot. Did you crush in your backpack or something?
It was from my brother, and he used that laptop through high school, and he was the one who crushed it, but I crushed it more.
But yeah, it was like bent in, so you couldn't eject or put a disc in, and so it just didn't work.
Yeah, but like that had like an HDMI port. It even had a FireWire port. Like who the hell needs
FireWire?
FireWire I think it had FireWire 800 or something.
Imagine being Apple and just being able to make your own connection standards for things.
Literally. What was cool though is I could plug in like my original iPod to that Mac with one cable, whereas now we are using the latest iPhone with a mic and we need like 6 cables.
And to be honest, we don't even know if the mic is working correctly because
is-
we have no way to monitor it.
Thanks, Apple.
So if it sounds bad, you guys know why. Let's see. Spatial audio. Oh, Dolby Atmos support for Apple Music. We talked about that already. All right. iPad OS updates.
I don't have an iPad.
Alrighty.
So
So let me tell you guys something. You know iPad OS. You know how they say it's different than iOS. It's okay. 1, it's not. It's the same. 2, it's worse. You couldn't put widgets on the screen, and now you can.
wow. Thanks,
Apple. And they also, one thing they did that was cool is they let you do this thing with the stylus where if you touch in the bottom right corner and go up, it makes a little note, like a sticky note.
Oh.
You can write on it. So that's cool. I like that. They made the multitasking better, but you can still only have 2 apps open at once. So like, thanks, I guess.
What do they make better about it?
They just made it easier to like move it around. And you can make it so like, you know how you can do like swipe up and it like shows all your apps that are open. So when you do that, you can put 2 together while you're in the app switcher, and it'll make like a 2 app.
I feel like this type of update, the one where it fixes issues that they brought up amongst themselves, should be fixed in like an iOS 14.1 update, not a iOS 15 update. One where it's like a big grand reveal, you know?
Especially when you just made an iPad Pro with an M1 processor.
Yeah, that's pretty like powerful.
And no Pro app support? It doesn't even support ProRes, Apple's own video codec.
That's so dumb.
You can't edit Apple Video
on your
iPad Pro.
And it's
That's retarded.
It's powerful enough too.
It's got an M1. That's the same processor that's in the brand new iMac, the brand new MacBook Pro, the brand new MacBook Air, and now in the new iPad Pro, but you can't do half the stuff you can with those with it because it's an iPad and they don't want to update it.
Apple, man.
Again, the real reason is because the iPad is too good now, and they don't want it to make the MacBooks obsolete.
Yeah, literally.
That's the only reason.
Why would you get a MacBook when you can get an insanely awesome iPad? But
yeah.
Oh wait, we're just gonna hinder
we'll just
everything.
Make it worse artificially, so you don't want it. Thanks, Apple.
That's like some car companies. Like they let the cars have the ability. Like some sports cars, the engine
Tesla.
Yeah, exactly. They have the ability to go super fast, but like
it's a subscription service.
Yeah, literally. Tesla's a good example of that. Yeah.
Tesla has a subscription service to make your car go faster. Okay, number one, you can't drive over 70 in like any state, pretty much.
Well, it's for the acceleration.
Not legally.
It's for the acceleration, though, you know.
And 2, you paid for the car.
You
own the hardware.
Yeah.
You should be able to make it go fast.
Elon wants your soul, though.
Elon needs his money, though. You need a subscription service to use the seat warmers.
Huh?
Those things that are built into the seats that you own that have
so
a hardware switch in the car.
You want to know something like really stupid about Tesla? It's the Model 3. I think it has, I don't know how many speakers it has, but like it comes with like 20 speakers or something, or like 27. I don't know. A lot of speakers for a car. And the base model, half the speakers are shut off.
They're still in the car. They just don't work.
They're in the car. But if you get the $20,000 upgrade, like with the extra mileage, like it comes with everything, it's switched on. So it's like you're just getting blue balled. You just have all these speakers you can't
If I had the money to buy a luxury car, I would buy a Tesla if it wasn't for all that stuff.
Yeah. Like I was really considering getting one, and then crypto took a dump. But like big dump. Now I can afford a tricycle with only one wheel on the side. But
a broken unicycle.
Literally. But basically though, like I kind of wouldn't want a car that's like that too integrated with software. You know?
Because I mean, just think about in the future they could take away features that you already have unlocked.
Yeah. And also like something that's scary is like, let's just say you buy a car, it's like $3,000, and you have monthly payments, and you're like, forget it, and you just like steal the car, you just stop paying. Like no one can go after you if you just like go live in the woods. Whereas like a Tesla,
they could just turn your car off.
Yeah, like you could stop making payments, and they'll just be like, okay, your car stops working.
No more car.
Yeah, so it's like if I ever needed to, you know.
if I ever need
to
to
end up
flee
in
the
the
country,
woods making
Yeah.
a podcast on iOS 15
that
in
kind
the
of
woods.
stuff's scary, especially because Tesla, in a very similar way to Apple, pretty much dominates innovation in cars at the moment.
Yeah.
So they did that. They started doing the subscription services stuff. Then Buick started doing it. Now Audi's starting to do it.
Buick's done it before, like GM. They've done subscription
Not
for
for
like
seat warmers though.
yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like I think,
BMW's done that before though in the past.
yeah, BMW's just as dumb. But like I think you should not have to pay for a subscription service to
Yeah.
use the seat warmers. I'm so upset about this.
It's because they can make so much more money if people pay monthly.
Yeah.
Then that companies make so much money off monthly stuff rather than a
Yeah.
one-time thing. So
I'm glad Apple is still doing like one-time payments for software stuff, like with like the Pro apps, like not Premiere. What's their one? Final Cut.
Final Cut is like $300, $400 or something.
And then you just get it forever.
You're done.
and you're
But if
good.
you think about it, if you have like Adobe or something that's like $20, $30 a month, I don't know how much it is, but if you have it for 2 years, that's like $600 or $700. Whereas
Yeah.
Apple, it's cheaper after 2 years.
I mean, yeah, it looks expensive up front, but then you think about it, and it's like, wait,
way cheaper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to, I don't know, keep using it for a while.
Yeah.
But yeah. So quick note, we talked about. So this is system-wide translation, just is coming to iOS in general. And same with iPadOS, where like if it's like Spanish or Japanese, whatever, in any app, it's like it'll translate it.
I use the have you used the translator app before?
I've used it a couple times, just because like I work in a restaurant, and sometimes there's like Spanish-speaking people that come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it work for you? Or?
Yeah, it works fine. You just
Really?
type what you're trying to say, and then
Oh, have you done like the audio one?
I haven't ever needed to do it that
Oh.
way yet, but I could.
I was at work, and like my journeyman, he's like Mexican. He was speaking a bunch of Spanish, and he does this a lot. And I was just like, I kind of want to know what he's saying. He was speaking to other workers.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, thank God I have an iPhone. I opened up the Translate app, and I did like the little audio thing, and it just kept loading and loading and
Well,
loading.
did you download Spanish?
Yeah, I had Spanish to English. That was the thing.
No, did you download it?
Download.
You have to download the languages.
That might be why. I know for Google Translate you have to. I didn't know for Apple.
Yeah, for Apple you have to download the languages.
Then that's on me then.
Yeah.
Oops. I'm over here like, what?
Why doesn't it work?
Huh.
Yeah, of course they don't tell you that because they're Apple, but yeah.
Yeah,
you
they should
gotta
have
download the
like this is
language.
the first time I've ever opened the app. Like every other app, they have a nice new screen that's like,
Here's how to
use it. There's
Yeah.
this one. I've never this is probably the most important one you need to use because you're interacting with
Yeah,
people.
like let's say you're in another country and you don't
Yeah.
know how to speak the language and you're stuck and
stuck.
maybe your plane got canceled or your flight got canceled or something. You need a new ticket. Like you're kind of screwed now.
Dang, I need to download that then.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Oh,
Huh.
this is something. Okay, so let me show you just how iPadOS looks. So there's these widgets over here, right? That's how they do widgets. They're like in this little side view, and you can
Oh, that's
scroll
cool,
through it,
yeah.
right? So they're taking that away. You can't do that anymore.
Oh.
And they're making so you have to put them on the screen, which means you can put less apps on the screen, which is like, I don't know why they keep doing this. They keep making it so you can't use the screen real estate. But they're making apps that could literally take up the whole like top half, like widgets that take the whole top half of the screen.
Oh yeah, I actually kind of like that though. I think that's cool.
It's cool, but like that's such a waste of space.
Well, I don't think people need
And
all that.
you can't
space,
interact
though.
with them. Like widgets on Apple products, you can't interact with. Like the podcast one just opens podcasts. You can't pause and play it.
Yeah, they're just like shortcuts, really.
Like, I could see like if I had a giant weather map on there, that'd be useful. But guess what app isn't on the iPad?
The weather app.
The weather app.
So dumb, dude. The more I think about Apple, the more of just like a dumb company I think they are.
Well, the problem is they are arguably the smartest because they spend the most figuring out what the consumer wants. It's the fact that they actively choose to not do anything to fix the problems that makes me upset.
Yeah.
That's what makes me the most upset about it, is they know that that's an issue.
Yeah.
And they actively choose to continue perpetuating the issue.
They like. I feel like there's over like if you had to put a number on it, maybe like 100 problems. Like for example, the weather opens a website for the iPad, like the weather widget. Like there's over like 100 problems, and I feel like Apple's like, okay, well we have at least 30 software updates left because they can just knock out 3 problems at a time every year, and then once they get to iOS 54, they're just gonna close the company down.
They'll be like, we're
No
done.
more problems.
Switch off.
You know,
Company gone.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that's the rate they're fixing these issues at.
Well, they'll fix an issue and then they'll unfix it later so that they can sell you a solution at another time. Like that's what they're doing with the MacBooks.
A computer dongle, yeah.
Yeah, like the 2015 version had all the ports. 2016, you get 4 Thunderbolt ports. Up until now, they're like, okay, well, maybe you can have some of the ports back. Just a couple, just a few.
Yeah. Like you actually, when you buy an iMac, you don't even get 4 ports. You got to pay more money to get 4 ports.
Yeah,
So like,
and they're all Thunderbolt ports.
yeah.
And a headphone jack. It doesn't really count as a port.
Yeah.
It's just
This company, man.
Apple be Apple sometimes. You know what I
Steve
mean?
Jobs, he did it right, but Tim Cook, man, like, I don't know. I mean, he's not doing anything wrong. He's just someone that I can hate on. That's all.
Yeah, he's just a face.
He's just the face.
He's the guy that we know.
He just has a punchable face, you know.
Who's that guy? Greg Federighi, the like
Greg
other
Federighi.
Yeah, he always looks. I don't. Every
Looks
time
like
I
a
see him in
villain.
yeah, he always looks like he's trying. He like.
He's got something shady going on.
Yeah,
in
he
the
always looks
background.
like he's like. He never looks genuine. He always
Yeah.
looks like he's trying to sell you Apple products. He
Yeah.
never just talks like every time I've seen him in an interview, it's always him just being like, "Hey, you should buy an iPhone. You should go stop this interview. Go buy an iPhone right now." It's like,
Do it, man.
He'll be talking to him and he'll be like, "Yeah, you have an iPhone though, right? Like I'll leave if you don't have an iPhone right now.
Yeah, and if you have an iPhone, it'll be like, well, you need another one because
You need
2
5
iPhones is better than 1 iPhone.
Yeah, like what was it? I think MKBHD said something like, he made a joke about the iPad not having a weather app, and he's like, "Okay, I'll make a trade. You go Apple exclusive. I'll put a weather app on the iPad."
Wait, app exclusive was that?
Like Apple exclusive. Like you be an Apple exclusive YouTuber. I put the weather app on the iPad. Like he said it as a joke, but like,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
So he's saying, for the sake of one content creator, he will screw over every customer that just wants to see the weather.
Yeah. It's just like I don't
Funny
know.
joke, Craig.
Thanks, Craig. I did like
Craig Fettuccini.
Craig Fettuccine. I did like how they opened WWDC though, with the developers coming up with different openings,
That was cool, yeah.
and I like the DeLorean one. That was fun.
It was so interesting that I decided to start using my iPhone and watch other stuff while I waited for the event to actually start.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It was another part that was this isn't on the docket, but well, actually it is. We're kind of on that part. This is the like development stuff that I wasn't really paying attention to.
Yeah.
But, they stressed so heavily how the App Store is the most secure store on the planet, and no other store can match the security of the App Store, which is vetted over and over again by our trusted team. I wonder why they're stressing that so heavily at this particular moment in time. Can't have anything to do with that epic lawsuit, can it?
Nothing to do with that.
No way.
But also, do you know how many, like, there have been a couple apps that have snuck into the App Store. You know the uncovered jailbreak?
Mm-hmm.
It lets you jailbreak without a computer. There have been apps that snuck into the App Store that are disguised as, like...
Yeah, they just make a regular
Yeah.
app and then they change it after the fact.
And then it's... So, you want to talk about secure, and then you can literally jailbreak your iPhone from
Well, did
the
you see
App Store.
there was a crypto scam that happened that way.
Really?
They put an app, like, and it got vetted, it was authenticated, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they updated it and stole everyone's crypto. It was like a crypto wallet app.
Wow.
And they just stole all of it and left.
Yikes. Would not want to be that customer.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And it was on the Apple App Store, not like the Google. I mean, it was on the Google one too, but that's not as like
Yeah.
that happens fairly frequently on the Google one. But yeah, it's just it is what it is. Yeah, so you can now make your own apps on Swift Playground.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure.
I feel like we're going to see a
Some
lot of
people will
garbage
do that.
apps enter the App Store real soon.
Yeah, like you know how Android had that app where you could like. Did you ever do Hour of Code like in middle school or at any of that?
I think so. Yeah.
Did you ever do that thing where you made an Android app and then like your teacher would put it on their phone and it would like make a noise if they shook it or whatever? Like that was what it would do.
I know what you're talking about. But yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
really like. Yeah.
Basically, we're gonna be seeing a lot of those popping up.
Yeah. Yikes! Isn't this the most advanced app store on the planet or something like that?
Something like that.
Check your iPhone; it makes a sound. Wow.
Bro, remember all those apps we thought were cool when the iPhone first came out, like the beer mug one and like the lightsaber one?
Yeah. There's this one with like a gun. You like do that.
Yeah, and it
shoots.
would shoot. That was
cool.
the days. They had some privacy. The privacy stuff they're adding to Safari is so cool. You can actually see the different ad brokers that companies are selling your data to, and like by name and what % of their data they're selling to who.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
What I want to see next though is how much they're selling it for.
Well, it has that too.
It shows how much money.
I'm not sure if it has the. I know it has a lot of information. I'm not sure if that's one of the things, but there's
That
a
would
lot
be cool.
on there.
But no, that's definitely a really good step in the right direction.
Yeah. They're adding on-device speech recognition for Siri, which is good for privacy, and it makes Siri like crazy faster because it's all processed on device. Doesn't need to connect to a server to do it. Which is how it's processed now. So yeah, that's all crazy cool stuff. They have this new digital legacy feature for iCloud. So I know earlier you were joking about what if your grandma dies and the Apple Watch tells you. So if you die, it'll pass on all of your iCloud storage to someone else.
Dang.
That you can set up beforehand.
So if you become good friends with a lot of people and they each have 200 gigabytes of storage, theoretically, you know, a couple accidents here, a couple accidents there, you could get a full terabyte of iCloud storage.
How many people would you kill for iCloud storage?
Not saying you should do this, but it's a better deal than $2 a month for what it is.
Yeah, my friend gets 2 terabytes for I think $2 a month.
Yeah.
But yeah, and they added a VPN. They didn't call it a VPN. They called it like a security pass through or something like that. It's a VPN, but it doesn't let you change what country you're in. So it's just worse than a VPN. But it is free if you already have an iCloud subscription. So
That's nice.
that's nice. That's all cool.
Good for them.
Health. I just wrote doctors worked with Apple Watch to create health stuff because I pretty much skipped this whole part because I was bored.
I'm trying. That's actually the one part I kind of tuned into, but I forgot everything that happened. So,
So I guess we'll just be skipping that.
They did. I think it had to do.
I did see the health sharing stuff. That stuff I did watch, but then
I think it's just the same thing, just something for the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, most of it was just like COVID is bad. The world is COVID right now. And it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. I know that, Apple. Thanks for letting me know.
Gee, I didn't know.
How did you know? So this is some stuff that I did see. They added some new calls. So if you know the Breathe app where it does a little thing, it's like if you have it has a little animation. They're
Is it for the Apple Watch?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're changing the animation for the Breathe app.
Wow.
Respiratory rate alerts we already talked about. They're having celebrity workouts on Apple Fitness Plus now. So
That's kind of cool.
if you want to work out with Beyonce, I don't know if she's actually on there. But if she does go on there one day, you can.
There you go.
New photo sharing options for Apple Watch. That's cool. You can actually share photos now instead of just looking at the photos in your camera and doing nothing with them but viewing them on a 1-inch display.
So now you can just share them?
Yeah, so you can share photos directly to iMessage through your watch without grabbing your phone. So that's nice. I mean, I don't know how often that'll be used, but it's nice to have.
Yeah.
And then just more iMessage features for Apple Watch. They added this one thing. Okay, so have you ever used an Apple Watch?
Yeah, but I've never owned one.
Yeah, so did you use the draw with your finger to text thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how you can't actually move the cursor, so if you mess up, you just have to restart the whole thing, which takes forever because you're drawing it? Yeah. They made it so that the crown moves the cursor. It's like, that's so obvious. Why wasn't it always like that? Because the crown doesn't do anything when you're typing.
Man.
Well, it does, but it's like it changes the language of the word or something like that.
Oh.
It's like totally useless.
Like random, yeah. No one's gonna use that.
So I like that.
Huh.
HomePod got some updates. You can now control your Apple TV now with your HomePod. So you know how every single Alexa already does that built in?
Apple's really behind.
Now you can do that for an extra $200 on top of the $400 Apple TV you already bought.
Yeah.
Thanks, Apple.
They just want to remind you that the consumer's dumb.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
HomeKit got some stuff. We got doorbell support.
That just sounds funny. Doorbell support.
We got support for doorbells work now, guys.
That's how you know we live in the future. Doorbell support.
We really do live in a society.
Yeah. I don't know. That just sounds dumb. Doorknob support.
It got Matter network support, which is cool. That's that collaboration between Google, Amazon, and Apple to make one standard for all home kit stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
So
they've been working on that for the last 2 years, and we're just finally starting to see some of those products roll out now.
Yo, okay, I like that.
But
that's good.
That's
Thank you, Apple.
Yeah, we like that. Package detection. So remember when I said doorbell support?
That's what
It
that
can
means.
recognize if you got a Amazon package.
So it can recognize a box.
Yes.
I mean, I figured
I'm
with all
gonna
this.
go to my neighbor's house and put fake cardboard cutouts of
Yeah.
cardboard boxes and fool all of their doorbells.
You got a package. And meanwhile, it's just you delivering nothing boxes.
And then we got a macOS Monterey support coming out, or not support, I guess. macOS Monterey is coming out. It's got basically all the same features that we mentioned for iOS and iPadOS coming out. Universal control.
Wait, real quick though, can we talk
yeah.
about the name Big Sur? I don't know, man, but Apple's really not...
macOS Big Schlong.
Literally, like they. I feel like they were about to do that, but like, nah. What should we do instead? Big Sur.
Well, Big Sur's it's a national park.
But you know how many other national parks there are that they could have chosen?
They don't do the thinking so good sometimes.
I don't know. Big Sur it just sounds dumb.
It's 2 words.
Big.
That's my problem. Is
Sur.
They should never be 2 words.
Like macOS Mojave. Like that sounds
Mojave.
cool.
Good name. Yosemite.
Yosemite.
It's all one word.
Maverick. Big Sur. Yeah, I upgraded my laptop to Big Sur the other day.
It's like
Crazy.
Little Sur, but it's a little bigger.
Little larger. Yeah. Like that's just like, what are you doing, Apple?
Yeah, I like Monterey a lot better. It's still not great, but it's like way better than Big Sur.
That
for
sounds
sure.
cool. Like Monterey. Like
yeah, I think it's
that works.
I don't know if it's like a port or an ocean. It's something water related.
Yeah.
But I like the name. It's better for sure than the old one.
Yeah.
Universal control. So this is a crazy cool feature.
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about this before the podcast, but
Yes.
you can, with one mouse, one keyboard, you can control like 2 Macs and an iPad all at once, and you can drag stuff between them seamlessly. So if you go and you grab a picture from your Photos app on an iPad and you drag it up into Photoshop on your Mac, it'll just seamlessly pop right in.
Pretty nice.
So yeah, that's some really cool stuff. I'm not sure how many people are actually gonna use that in their workflow, because not very often do you actually use an iPad in tandem with a laptop that way.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure now that this feature does exist, a lot more people will find ways to use that, because it does seem like something that would be very useful.
Like I feel like someone could have this is a theoretical scenario that wouldn't exist for one reason, but they could have their iPad next to their computer with a third-party calculator app open, and then like, you know, they could do all their calculating on the iPad, but if they need to drag and copy that number over or something, they could copy it from the iPad with their mouse.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, just like something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you could do with that feature.
But I don't know about the calculator specifically.
Yeah, that was just a joke because they don't have a calculator still.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully you guys got that one. I was just making
Hopefully
sure
something
you understand.
added up. Yeah.
Anyways, AirPlay to Mac. So you can AirPlay stuff directly from your phone to a Mac.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So yeah, it's cool. I don't know how useful this really is, because I don't know. My friend, again, Patrick was saying, because he flew to Hawaii, you could download stuff to your phone and then AirPlay it to your Mac.
Ooh.
Since it won't let you download stuff on Netflix to a computer.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple different scenarios in which that could be a good feature to have.
I like that.
Or you know how you can do Sidecar for iPad?
Mm-hmm.
You screen share the iPad through AirPlay to the Mac. Opposite sidecar. Main car.
Main car. I like that. What about just car?
Regular car.
Normal car.
Just Apple Car. Not to be confused with the Apple Car coming out sometime
Yeah,
in the future.
what if that's the Apple car people were talking about, and
It's
just
like it's still designed by Hyundai. It's just like not a car.
Wait, is Hyundai designing it?
I think they contracted Hyundai to design the car, yeah.
Why Hyundai?
Because they will do it for cheaper.
They will do it for cheap. I don't know. Like I mean, I got nothing wrong with Hyundai, but when I think of like Apple,
You don't think Hyundai.
I don't think of Hyundai.
You think Tesla, Audi.
Yeah, Audi, BMW. No, I would not want
Lamborghini.
I would not want Audi though touching an Apple product. Audi is
that would be bad.
crap. But yeah.
But it's like a luxury brand.
Yeah, they're
Mercedes,
luxury. Yeah,
those
like
kind of stuff.
Mercedes.
Shortcuts to Mac.
Yes.
This has got some cool things could be done with it.
Yeah, they can make
I have
shortcuts.
tried to use the Shortcuts app and it's too complicated, so I just gave
Really?
up.
You know, have you like Do you have any shortcuts on your phone?
I have some, like, I set it up so if I have I can say, okay, Google, while Siri is open, and it'll open the Google Assistant app.
Yeah.
And I have it set up so, like, I can be like, hey, I'm at Chick-fil-A. And it'll,
I didn't understand.
Shut up,
shut up,
Siri.
Google.
Or Google.
Uh,
Sorry, I assumed your operating system.
I have it set up so if I'm in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru, I can be like, yo, I'm here at Chick-fil-A. And it'll be like, it'll tell them that I'm there.
Chick-fil-A would be nice right now. Although this is the McDonCast.
This is the McDonald's. Well, but we changed our branding so we won't get sued, so it's okay.
Oh, you
Chick-fil-A's
did?
okay
Oh,
now.
okay.
Yeah, it's all, we changed it so it's not red and yellow
good,
anymore.
good, good.
We kept the name though because that's my name.
That's your
But,
name.
Yeah. Safari. Safari's getting crazy updates. Safari's gone mad.
It's
bro.
almost as good as Bing. Almost.
Almost as good as Bing,
Yeah.
which is not a browser. But
No, that's also true.
that one took me. I was like, wait a minute.
There's two types of people in this world: people who use Safari, and then people who use Safari and set their main search engine as Bing.
Yeah.
You know.
I think Google got in some hot water last year for paying Apple so much to make Google the default search engine on
I heard about
Apple
that.
devices. I don't know if that actually went anywhere, but I heard a little bit of news, but that's not really related to anything. It's just something that happened. So cross-platform tabs, that's cool.
Yeah.
So if you got tabs open on your iPad or your Mac, you can just open up your phone and boom, they're right there.
Safari, like, they got a redesign on the iPhone, but something I want to point out that I think is, like, I love the new redesign, but people who are listening won't be able to see this, but you know that the tab is now at the bottom?
Yeah.
And what's cool is, like, you can use the bottom to swipe tabs. Like, I think that's insane, but
So is the touch bar.
here's the deal. If the tab goes away and you want to swipe, it just goes back to the home button, and so you can easily swipe from, like,
Yeah,
apps. Like,
that
that's
was
just-
my man. As soon as I saw that, I'm like,
yeah, way too confusing.
I know I'm gonna get really annoyed by that in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, when it works, it's nice. When it doesn't work,
It's
annoying.
really dumb. Yeah, I kind of figured that'd be the case.
Yeah.
Extensions, finally.
Oh, yes.
Ad blockers,
Yes.
finally.
Except, don't use ad blockers on this channel or my channel, please.
Well, this one's not monetized because we don't make enough views.
No.
But don't do it on his channel.
Please don't. I need the 50 cents.
He needs those CPMs, guys.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and then they added some more coding stuff to Safari for people that are smarter than we are.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, we got some App Store updates coming out. So they're not really updating it a lot, but they are adding support for in-app events.
That's pretty cool.
So the main one they talked about, and is the only one I'm even aware of that they do regardless of the App Store, is Pokemon Go Fest, which is, it's like $5, and for a week they do this big Pokemon celebration thing where you can catch legendaries or whatever.
Wow.
So
Pretty dope.
yeah, that's the last thing I have on here. Anything else you want to talk about from WWDC?
Definitely a lot of cool new features.
Oh, AirPods being AirTags is a thing I totally forgot to mention.
What do you mean by that?
The AirPods now support the Find My network.
They
At
didn't
least
have
the
that.
pros do. I don't know if the regular ones do or not.
I know they have a feature called Find My AirPods.
Yeah, but that doesn't work if they're in the case.
Oh, so now they work when they're in the case?
Now it works when they're in the case.
Just in case?
Just in case.
In the case.
Just in case they're in the case.
Very good. All right.
Yeah. I mean that's all I got. We could talk about you said you wanted to talk about the AirTags or something?
Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. So this is just a trend I noticed. I mean, Apple's been doing this forever, so it's not like a new thing, but they just take stuff from other companies and incorporate it. But I think at one point there's going to be no third-party support for Apple because they've already ate all the third-party support. So if you guys know about Tile, they like used to track down stuff, like you could put them on your car keys.
Yeah.
They had an app and everything, and now they're complaining that Apple is
Making their product
Yeah.
too good.
too good. But I feel like that's a good thing though. I would rather use the
Yeah.
AirTags or whatever.
I think suing a company because their product is better than yours is
Yeah.
dumb. You're not going to win that fight.
Exactly.
And Apple was very smart about how they did that because they opened up the Find My network to third parties right before they announced AirTags. So when what were they? When Tile started complaining, they were like, "Well, dummy, just use the network we made for you."
Yeah.
And Tile was like, "But that makes our network kind of obsolete." And they were
Yeah.
like,
That
"Oh,
sucks, man.
so sad. Guess you'll just have to do it anyways."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I do think, like, I don't know, there's just, like, a lot of, like, services and stuff. Like, for example, people would use Netflix, but now you can get away with not using Netflix, and, like, you could theoretically get all your media from Apple TV. People would use news apps, and now you can get all your news from Apple. So, like, Apple's slowly, like, they're making apps. Like, you know, you could download an app for something. Now you don't really need to. Now you just use Apple's apps.
Yeah.
I just think that's interesting.
Yeah. Netflix needs to change their business model before they die. They are about to go the way of Blockbuster, and they don't even know it.
Why is that?
They are one of the most expensive of all the streaming services, and at this point, they arguably have one of the weakest libraries. You look at Disney Plus, which is $7 a month. You get all the new Marvel shows: WandaVision, Winter Soldier, Loki. You get all the new Star Wars shows: Mandalorian, Andor, Ahsoka, all those new shows that are coming out.
Yeah.
Clone Wars, Bad Batch. You get the entire MCU library. You get all the X-Men movies, all the Simpsons, all the Fox, all the Discovery,
all on Disney,
all the National Geographic. All of that's on Disney Plus.
Ooh.
And you can even bundle it with Hulu and ESPN for $10 a month.
Oh, okay. Netflix is over now.
Netflix is like,
over.
I think it's like $15 a month. It might be more expensive than that even.
Dang. That's no bueno.
Yeah.
No bueno.
And I mean, you look at, I'm not going to count Apple TV Plus because it kind of sucks. But like, if you want to watch trash TV, Discovery Plus. You get the Real Housewives. You get 90 Day Fiance. You get The Hoarders. All those shows, they're all on there. HGTV, all that's all on there.
Yeah.
If you want to watch like just basically regular shows, Hulu. It's like $7. And it has basically all of network television right now.
Yeah.
Like, Netflix is in big doo-doo.
Hot water.
And they need to lower their price or fix their thing. Well, and the thing is Netflix has also never been profitable. They pump almost all of their money into content.
Wow.
Which is why they have so many Netflix originals now. So they're making no money.
Not good.
And they have arguably the weakest library at the moment.
Not a good business combination.
Not a good combination to have.
No.
The only thing they have going is that they're basically an industry standard. Like, most people have Netflix just because they have it.
It was like the first one.
Yeah.
You know?
So, yeah, Netflix, I kind of hope it goes away so I get all the other stuff on my other... Because I have almost all of them except Netflix.
Yeah, then you don't have to, like, go to that app ever or, like, have a want to. Yeah.
All right, well, anything else we got?
No, I think that's everything.
All right, well, I got to go to the bathroom, so we'll see you guys next time.
All right, see you.
Bye-bye.
Peace out. Very good.